Right. I feel like that kind of happened with like Area F2. You know what I mean? Area F2 is kind of like went off the chains, bro. Hello? Jaboozle? Somebody get me a tech. I think Jaboozle went offline. We need a technician. Someone needs to tap into Jaboozle. What happened to Jaboozle? Is Jaboozle okay? Somebody check on Jaboozle, damn it.
Wait, can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you now. You're back.
Oh, I don't know what was going on. I
I
was talking that whole time.
I
Was
don't
I
know.
like muted or something?
I don't know. You were just gone. You were like disconnected. Like you didn't have no green circle around you or anything.
Oh, damn. I didn't even notice that.
Well,
I was getting a phone call. It might have been because of that. I didn't
oh,
answer.
that might have happened.
Tip 1. Fake a phone call.
Ah, I gotta take this call, mate. Sorry.
All right, guys. I think we're gonna go to a commercial break. Jaboozle is making business deals. Probably talking to NetEase right now.
I don't want to talk bad about anyone, but I've seen other people's videos when it comes to leaks and stuff like that. And a lot of the information does seem kind of iffy, or it's kind of coming from a place that doesn't really have much credibility or stuff like that.
Right.
And I think that people get tired of that eventually. And then they come across a channel similar to like yours or mine, where it's like, here's this topic, here's the evidence, you can see it yourself, and this is my conclusion of it or whatever. And I think they see that, and that's why they appreciate people like you or I who just do very easy, simple to digest and correct, informational videos basically.
You know what I really like about your videos, like when you cover those kind of topics, are if you don't know, you kind of say, hey, we don't know at this moment. This is what we've seen. Does that mean, A does not always equal B, but here it is, kind of, this may be true, this may not be true. And you make that distinction in your videos when things are just kind of in the air. We don't know for sure. I hate it when people were like constantly dropping dates for things. It's gonna drop on this date, this is coming, this skin, this is the battle pass, and it's like not even close. Like, dude, like you completely took it a different direction.
Yeah, exactly. And I think people, that watch the videos and stuff, I think they notice that too. Like, I've gotten comments before where I wasn't sure, like, should I leave this up or not, because they were, specifically mentioning like another YouTuber or something. And
Is this comment from
say,
Ace?
yeah, basically, like, being like, I don't want to say any names or anything like that, but being like, oh, this particular YouTuber, they lie about this, or they lied about that, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I guess the goal is to not be like that. Like, I don't want to say like, yes, this game is coming, or yes, this is being added to the game, if we don't have substantial information. But I will show like, hey, look, there is some evidence to go off of. Whether or not it will happen, we'll see. But I'm not going to say definitively, like, a statement just so that I get you excited for nothing, so that you come back to the channel or whatever.
You also are really, really good at providing like opinion. And I think one of your more like controversial videos was that day one release for PUBG New State. And
oh yeah,
that, I mean, you had some other topics where you go in, but that PUBG New State one in particular, I mean, it like really blew up. You were getting, I mean, I don't even know how many views you're at on that video now. It's probably like at 100 million views now. But like,
it was like split down the middle, dude. There was a lot of people that were like, you're dumb, give it some time. And then there was the other side of it that was like, I completely agree with you. This game was rushed, and it should have not been released yet, And then there was a very small, but it was there. There was a very small but vocal group of people that were really, really against me making that video. I actually made a follow-up video because someone was leaving a bunch of comments.
I think I
And
remember
he was
this.
he was being pretty vulgar and stuff like that. Nothing that I couldn't handle. But then I basically ended up blocking him off the channel so that and no one else would see his comments. So then he resorted to emailing me, trying to get me to like click various phishing links because he wanted to hack me because of my
I remember this video. He was trying to like get like your IP address or something.
Exactly. He was like so offended that I didn't like the state of New State when it first released that he was like, I'm gonna hack you. And I was like, Jesus, dude, it's a game, you know, like it's a game and it's an opinion.
No, PUBG is life, damn it. It's real to me, damn it.
And I actually ended up privating that video because even recently I still would get comments in the, you know, that held for review section.
Yeah.
I was still getting comments of people like just saying really vulgar stuff or like threatening me, like being like, I'm going to take your channel down or I'm reporting you and like stuff like that. And I was just like, you know, I don't really want to deal with it anymore. So I just privated the video. It got the attention that it got. And I definitely did go a little hard into it, but I thought it was funny in a way. And I thought that it was like, I don't know. I didn't think it was going to get that much hate. I thought I did it in a pretty funny way. But some people took it really seriously.
I mean, and you really didn't say anything, you know, out of pocket. You know, even the devs. I mean, Crafton put out a bunch of tweets and you know, Reddit posts like, "Hey, we messed up. Here's a bunch of updates. Stay tuned. Don't leave us. You know, we'll be back."
Yeah.
I mean, it was founded. Like your criticisms were justified.
The main thing that I was telling people too was that I wasn't saying that it was a bad game. I was saying that it was a bad launch and that it was the wrong time to launch it because it was clearly in like an unfinished, you know, state. But people I guess they just immediately assumed that since I wasn't like worshiping PUBG New State,
right,
that I must think that it was like the absolute worst game. The mechanics sucked, the physics and all that stuff sucked. And it was like, no, like I was saying good things about all of that. It was just, it ran terrible. The iOS version specifically was like crashing and wasting like 30% battery in 10 minutes. Like it had a huge battery drain issue and stuff.
They posted about that too, about the whole power drainage. And I remember you said that the release was really bad compared to the beta because the beta was even better than the release.
Yeah, and that's another thing that I was pointing out to people too that were like, you're just a PUBG hater and stuff. I was just directing them to my first video that I did on PUBG New State where I played in the, it was like an alpha test specifically for the US. In that video, I was actually like really impressed with PUBG New State. The graphics looked really, really good. It ran really smoothly. I was genuinely impressed by it. I like the little quality of life features, like the third person aiming down sight thing and all that. I actually had a lot of good things to say about it. And I had a really good game. I think I dropped like 21 kills in that video or something like that. I think
you did. You popped off.
Yeah, it was, I had a really fun time playing in that first alpha. And then it was the second alpha that got released in a lot more countries. And that was when we started to see some of the downgrades to the game. And that's where we started to see like performance issues and stuff. And I started making videos talking about it, being like, how does a game get worse in alpha going forward? And I didn't know the reason, but I was saying before the official global launch, I was like, each alpha seems to have gotten worse and worse with stability and with the graphics and everything. And I don't think it's in a finished state right now. And then it released and it was as bad as ever, basically. And I wasn't surprised.
But the game kind of bounced back. I think you recently made a PUBG video about you know, the game has gotten more updates and it's in a better state than it is now. So I mean,
it's definitely in a better state, yeah. And the main thing that I've said in my more recent videos talking about New State is that the developers are actually listening to their community. Even if it's like, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but even if we're talking about a bad game, if the developers are still listening to feedback and actively trying to improve it, then I think that you have to give them credit where credit is due. And that's exactly what they're doing. Like they have a really good game, like it has potential, but it does have some pretty obvious issues when it comes to performance and graphics and all of that stuff. And they've been actively fixing it though, and they've been actively just trying to improve it and make it as good as they can be. And I haven't really mentioned it in a video, but they've contacted me directly, and I'm
No
in like
way.
yeah, and I'm in a Discord with other like content creators that they've contacted, and they've specifically asked for like, what do you guys think needs fixing? And I've given them my suggestions. Like I've compiled a list based off of what my commenters say, and then I've given it to them, and they're like, thank you, like we're gonna work on this. And I've seen them actually work on it, so they're actually listening to everyone who's giving them advice.
Hey, let's go. See that? I think this is where constructive criticism. People don't realize that, like, you know, just because we disagree, we're not, you know, all enamored by this brand new shiny game. Like, when there's criticism that needs to be pointed out, constructive criticism will definitely, if it's done well, like the way Jaboosle, the way you present it, bro, like, it's never like in a disrespectful way. Like, it's in a very professional, and it's coming from a place where you, as a gamer and as a, I guess, a fan of mobile games, like I would say you're only pushing the mobile industry in the right direction. Like, we're not trying to tear it down, like we're trying to build it up. You know what I mean?
And I think it's just some people who don't understand that. A lot of people, for whatever reason, they think that if you like a game and you support it, you need to say nothing but good things about it. And that's realistically not the case. Like, you know, if you have an issue with it, or if you think something needs improving, then you need to talk about it. And if it is a good developer, like you said, like they'll take that feedback into consideration, and they'll hopefully improve the game based off of that feedback. That's exactly what I see them doing, which is why I've given the game like another chance, why I play it on my free time, and why I've taken time out of my schedule to give them fixes and stuff like that, because they're actually putting them into the game.
You know what game is it going to get better? Or what game was really, really disappointing?
Which one?
Battlefield 2042. that game is so bad, bro. The last time I checked, that game had over it was a petition of like 200,000 signatures for refunds, bro. I was so hyped for that game.
You know what? I I did buy it for only $20, so maybe this is a factor as to what I'm about to say. But I've actually been enjoying it a little bit. I haven't. To be fair,
I think you'd enjoy it at $20, but for the people that bought it at like 100 plus, oh dude, my brother's fuming.
I wouldn't, based off of the experience that I've had now, if I bought it for even like $60 or whatever, I probably would have been very disappointed. And I also didn't get it like at launch date, which is when I saw like a lot of people complaining about the bugs and crashes and all that stuff. I only got it like maybe a month ago, so there has been some fixes put out, I guess.
I kind of wanted to segue from a terrible next-gen release, right? Battlefield 2042. And on the flip side, we have Battlefield Mobile, which I'm probably even more excited for, because it's the Battlefield series that I love, like Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4. You know, like I love that era of Battlefield. You know, transitioning between console and mobile. How do you feel about all these like console PC games coming to mobile and people being so excited for like the mobile versions of these games?
For the multiplayer side of it, it's really pushed mobile gaming forward. And to be completely honest, like looking at, like, for example, I play Nintendo Switch a lot. There's a lot missing from the Nintendo Switch that I think mobile does really, really well. When it comes to like first-person shooters, battle royales, MOBAs and stuff like that. It's just crazy to be able to compare mobile to like a premium AAA console and being like, oh, there's actually better experiences on mobile than there is on the Switch sometimes, you know, depending on what games you play and stuff like that. So I think it's really cool. I think it's awesome to see like Valorant, Call of Duty, Battlefield, Apex, like all these huge PC games coming to the platform. But at the same time, I think that they've blown up so much, like the multiplayer side of it has blown up so much that the single player side of it has really, really taken a hit on mobile, to the point of pretty much no one making single player games now.
Right.
And I think that that's something where I would actually say like the Nintendo Switch, for example, does way better. Like there's so many great games on the Nintendo Switch for single player, like Skyrim, Witcher 3, Dying Light, you know, stuff like that. And it just sucks that, you know, as someone who does really enjoy single player games, sometimes you go on mobile and it's just really, really lacking. Like we got the multiplayer side covered with, you know, amazing games currently and ones coming out. But I feel like it's kind of like a double-edged sword, and the single player side has really suffered. In multiplayer games, they've done it successfully where they've translated even like triple A $60 franchises like Call of Duty, and they've turned it into a free-to-play game, and they still, of course, make tons of money from it.
Oh hell yeah!
But you can't do that with something like Skyrim. You know, like
yeah,
you can't
exactly. How would, unless you charge a premium fee? But...
Exactly. And then if you look at the history of games that have released as premium games on mobile, there's very few of them that have even cracked like the 1 million download mark. Like obviously games like Minecraft or like GTA San Andreas and stuff like that. But for the most part, you look at a lot of them, even though they're like really high quality games, and they're sitting at like 20,000 downloads, 30,000 downloads, and then you compare a free-to-play alternative that's focusing on microtransactions and stuff, and it's got 10 million downloads, it's got 25 million downloads and stuff, and it's basically the reason why we don't have much single-player content coming out on mobile right now, because it just doesn't sell.
What game in 2022 are you most excited for?
I think it would be like a three-way tie between Battlefield Mobile, because I'm a huge Battlefield fan and I love, you know, that type of gameplay, like the massive multiplayer, like tanks and helicopters and all that stuff. Apex, because it's a BR, but it's really different compared to the BRs we have right now. So it's going to be really fresh and new to play. And then I think the third one would probably have to be Valorant, because that's another one that's just really cool. And I haven't had much time to be able to play Valorant on PC, but I know that it's a game that I could easily see myself playing for like hundreds and hundreds of hours.
All right, so Jaboozle's top three picks for 2022: Battlefield, Apex, and Valorant. I think you forgot Warzone or COD Mobile too. Is that not in there? Like, do you know something?
Tough it's tough because it's like I also want to include that. I also want to include Arena Breakout, which I don't know if you're familiar with, but it's basically like a Escape from Tarkov clone on mobile.
Okay.
And so that's one that I'm really excited for. And then I'd probably include, like, I'm really interested in seeing what Ubisoft does with the Division Mobile 2, because I really love the Division 1, and I played a little bit of Division 2. I haven't gotten super into it or whatever, but I really liked the first game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with the Division Mobile now that we know that they are working on it. I think they have a lot to redeem themselves for too, after getting Area F2 taken down and then releasing Tom Clancy's Elite Squad, closing it like a year later.
Dude, that's like a whole topic for like another video, bro. That whole Area F2 Ubisoft drama, dude. Oh my god, that was literally like a whole year of my YouTube was just Area F2.
Pretty much my whole year that year was mostly Area F2 content.
What are your goals for the rest of this year, my man? Like, what do you have planned? Obviously, you've been growing a lot, but like, do you have any goals that you want to hit before the end of the year?
One thing that I've been kind of looking forward to is securing like a channel, like a sponsor for the channel. So some type of company. But I've been really picky about the sponsorships and stuff like that. I've gotten like offers, and I've declined a lot of them because it's not a company that I necessarily know, or it's not a company that I personally like or whatever.
Right.
And so nailing down one that I actually really like, that's definitely a goal. And then the only other goal, honestly, would probably be like 25K.
Whew.
I think if I could hit that,
I think you'd easily hit that, bro.
It's gonna take some grinding. I definitely had like a couple of explosive months where we were getting like 4,000 subs each month or something like that.
Oh my god!
And it's starting to slow down though, and I think it's starting to like mellow out to like normal numbers. And so it'll definitely still take a lot of work to get to 25.
Well, the good thing is that there are a ton of games on the way, and with those games, we'll be able to pump out a lot more content, dude.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm gonna reach out to G Fuel. I think we could definitely work something out with G Fuel, or my sponsor Wiener Schnitzel. If you're interested, I could hook you up.
I remember tuning into one of your streams, and I don't know who asked or whatever how the topic came up, but you had mentioned that you were streaming using Wiener Schnitzel Wi-Fi.
Right.
And I was like, is he in his car right now, like parked in a parking lot, like streaming?
Yep.
And because that's something that's like going to the lengths of like just being able to stream, that's going through a lot of trouble and stuff, I guess. And that's something that I think most people would probably not do. They'd probably just come up with a reason not to stream or whatever. I've been thinking about like finally trying out streaming, but just on my own. And I did like a community post giving a couple options as to what they would want to see. And I was surprised because the majority of people actually chose Warzone, like the console version. Yeah. And I was like, I thought all of my subs are going to be like pure mobile gamers, not really interested in console and stuff like that, because maybe they don't have access to them or whatever.
Right.
But it won by like a landslide. It was like 55 or like 60% or something like that.
It's a big popular game. I mean, it is surprising. I think part of it may be like, for example, like when Combat Master came around, everyone was like, it looks just like Modern Warfare. I think a lot of people that don't have access to those games want to see those games, but they play the mobile versions because that's what's available to them. Yeah,
that makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
because like I know some of the like the people that follow my channel. They're like, they hit me up in Discord. They're like, hey, bro, sorry I haven't been on COD mobile recently. I just got a PS5, so you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they're just like, I think if they're given the option between, I think maybe most people, if given the option between like a console PC experience or sticking to mobile, they're probably gonna be like, you know what? I'd rather take the console, state of the art, next gen. I mean, that's maybe some people, not everybody, but I mean, your community poll, I mean, damn near 60% landslide over there.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I thought the number one pick would probably have been COD Mobile, and then maybe Warzone after that, but it was crazy. It was like Warzone won by a landslide, and some of the other options, I don't remember exactly what I put. I might have put like PUBG, and it was like, it might have been like single digits, like basically no one wanted to watch PUBG.
Dude, even for me, like in the Discord server where I'm like, hey guys, what do you guys want to play tonight? Everyone's like, please don't play PUBG. They're like anything but PUBG. Well, hopefully PUBG New State can redeem itself, and then you can make a video about it redeeming itself, and then in turn you will redeem yourself in the eyes of the PUBG fans.
I actually I don't know if I can talk about it. They didn't tell me that I couldn't, but someone over at Crafton reached out to me, and basically they reached out to me after I made that video where I kind of dogged on New State, and they were like, hey, we're gonna be picking up some official content creators next year, like we just wanted to say hi basically. And I was like, okay, like whatever. and then they actually followed up like not too long ago, and they were like, are you still interested? And I was like, you know what, sure, yeah I am.
Hey, let's go.
And so yeah, I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying, because they did mention like they'll have more to tell me this week or something like that, this upcoming week.
Okay.
But yeah, I think they have a name for it too. I think they're calling their official group whatever, like the A Squad. So it'll be interesting to see. Like the main reason why I wanted to join was because I feel like if they are going to be listening to their community and more specifically like their official content creators or whatever, then it's a chance to influence the game, and hopefully steer them in the direction that I think is the best for New State and to really differentiate itself from PUBG Mobile, especially since they have so much competition coming out this year, like, Apex just around the corner, Battlefield and so many other games and stuff. So
yeah, that's
going to be a big year.
Definitely a good time for mobile gaming. Boost, face reveal. When is the face reveal?
I think 250K sounds pretty good.
A quarter of a million? Well, I mean, what YouTube hands out the first plaque at 100,000, right?
I think so. Yeah. I think it's 100K.
Okay, so how about instead of 250,000, we call it 100,000?
That's definitely doable. I feel like, because that definitely would be something that I would want to like announce, I guess, without just showing the plaque, laying down on my bed or something. Like I'd like to hold it,
Exactly. That's the perfect way to show off your plaque. You can be face cam, do the whole reveal. Maybe you're dressed as Batman and you take the cowl off. I mean, I don't know. You could do something interesting, or you could dress up as your character for your branding, your channel.
Oh, I'd love to get a mask like that.
That would be dope, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just something that's not really on my priority list, I feel like, because I've gotten this far doing it with just like talking and presenting whatever it is that I'm presenting in that video. And I feel like right now it doesn't necessarily need like at least the type of content that I'm doing right now, it doesn't really need like a visual aspect other than gameplay. If that changed in the future, like if I was streaming a lot more, then it might make more sense to have some type of face cam or whatever it is. I think if I did ever do something like that, it would probably be very similar to the YouTuber Jokesta, the COD Mobile guy.
Right.
He's one of the, you and him are the only COD Mobile creators that I like actively watch, like anytime you guys make a video or whatever, because it's just very chill. And like his content specifically, like he's not the Ferg, you know, he's not the super like I don't know how to say it without,
I would say it's animated, like, you know, it's exaggerated. I know that's not how exactly. Ferg is 100% of the time, but it's definitely theatrical, I guess you can call it.
Yeah, like he knows his audience, he knows what energy they're expecting, and he delivers on it, and that's cool. And then you look at someone like Jokester though, and like he has a very similar voice to mine. It's just very normal, monotone almost, and he just plays, you know. He doesn't have his face in every thumbnail where he's like super surprised or like over exaggerated, you know, whatever it is. Like he's just a very chill content creator, and I feel like if I were to do some type of like consistent like face reveal content or whatever, it would probably be similar to what he has on his channel. It also allows me to be like somewhat anonymous, I guess. So it's like that, for example, like how I mentioned earlier, not telling everyone immediately like, hey, I make videos on YouTube and stuff like that. Obviously is definitely out, because they can't somehow randomly discover me and be like, oh, that's him. You know, like that's his face. So it kind of like, it lets me keep my personal stuff and then my YouTube stuff separate.
Right.
And for right now, at least, I really value that. Maybe in the future, I won't care. And, you know, those two aspects of my life will just kind of blend together and become one.
Yeah.
But right now, I like the separation, and I like that it's the way it is.
But right now, for like how you said, you like that distinction between, you know, this is my YouTube life and this is my personal life. I'd rather keep them separate. I feel the same way. Although, you know, some people here and there have kind of found out about the channel, but for the most part, I mean, it's never been anything too, I guess you can say like, I've never really felt like an invasion of privacy kind of deal, but yeah, you know, because I think at the end of the day, most people don't care. They don't care about anything, bro. People are so wrapped up in their own world. Like, I think we care more about ourselves than anybody else does.
That actually reminds me though, like, yeah, usually most people don't care, but then you run into a situation where someone does. And I remember back when I had like maybe 300-400 subs, and I made a video using League of Legends gameplay. And like League of Legends on PC. This was before the mobile version came out. And in that video, I'm using my main League of Legends account that is tied to like my real life personality, because I've used that username before on like my real like Twitter account or Instagram or whatever it was. And someone in my comments, I guess, took my username, they searched it up on Google, and they found like my real name. And then they went ahead and commented it in the video being like, hi, and then they put my real name. And then I was just like, I was freaking out. I was like, how do they know this? Like, who is this? Like, what, you know? And I had no idea where it came from either. I had no idea where they got my name from, where they knew my real Twitter account from and stuff.
Instant panic.
Exactly. I immediately like, it was just like, where did they get this info from? And then like, I think at first I thought it was my Omelet account, and so I deleted my Omelet Arcade account. And then I was thinking, I was like, that couldn't be it. Where did they get this info from? And then I realized, I'm like, oh, I'm so dumb. My username is visible in the video. They, you know, reverse searched my username and they found all that information. So I just ended up like deleting that video and never used that username again and stuff. But it was definitely a panic at first, and I was just like, how do they know it's me? It was, dude, just full on panic. I thought like I was figured out by like someone I went to school with or something. I was like, how do they know just based off my voice? Like, what's going on here?
So anyways, face reveal at 20K.
I who knows too. I might just be random one day and just like drop a selfie on Twitter and then delete it 12 hours later.
You gotta start with hands, and then the simps will ask for feet, and then and then the feet will lead to the face reveal.
I remember I did a video actually where I think it was Apex, like the Switch version versus the mobile version, and in it I actually included some hand cam like gameplay of me playing the Switch version and then the mobile version, and someone commented that being like, "Ooh, hand reveal, feet next," and like question mark. And I was like, "What?"
Well, you can't disappoint him, Boost. You better hit him up with the face. You know what you got to do is you got to have a camera that's like looking down at your hands, but you can see some toes in the bottom, so that sneak the toes in there.
I was like, dude, like this is why I haven't done this up to this point.
This whole YouTube journey, are you having fun? You enjoying it so far?
Definitely, yeah. It's become like a normal part of my schedule now. You know, like it's just because I do it first thing in the morning. So I wake up before I even like brush my teeth. I'm making a video, and then sometimes throughout the day, I won't feel satisfied. Like I'll be like, not even like satisfied, just like I won't feel. I don't even know. Like I'll just want to make another one, then I'll just go ahead and make another one.
I think the word is like accomplished. You don't feel like accomplished until you publish something.
Yeah. And then there's definitely been days too where I'm like, I've uploaded 17 days in a row. I'm gonna take one day off, and then it feels weird throughout that day where I'm like, I'm not posting. Like, is this gonna hurt my channel? Or it just feels weird not doing the my little routine where I record the gameplay and then I edit it and all that stuff, and it just feels a little bit off. And then but it's just become a normal part of my routine now, and it's one of the more like favorable ones, like it's something I look forward to and enjoy.
What was that, Ben?
What does he think about a good Planet of the Apes game?
Oh, okay. I don't know if you heard that, but Ms. wants to know what you think of a good Planet of the Apes game.
That would be really cool because I really like the newer Planet of the Apes movies. Those movies were actually like really well done. I didn't think I was going to enjoy them as much as I did. Yeah, that was really cool. That moment when Caesar's like, no, that was so cool.
He said they suck, babe, and stop talking about it.
No, what the
No.
Are you kidding me? God damn, there's nothing better than
No, he said that they were surprisingly really good, and he loves the part where Caesar goes, no.
Think about this. Like, humans are just something by nature. It is going to happen. One day humans will start taking, whether with disease, famine, whatever happens, something's going to happen, and the human race is going to start deleting itself.
Anyways,
and be
babe, you're starting to cut out on the microphone. I think I'm running out of memory.
There will be a superior...
Babe, I'm running out of memory. I need to end the interview pretty soon.
So
She's just going on.
All right, my man Jaboosle, I think we're gonna cut it here. Thank you so much for being so dope. I would say you're probably like my first like YouTube friend, man. You were like the first person that I reached out to, and we started having like a back and forth conversation, even if it was just through comments. And I appreciate you, man. And I am more than happy for all your success, and I wish you a lot more. I can't wait to hit that 100K. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to do this interview. I don't know how I'm gonna edit this now, but thank you so much.
Yeah, man, no problem. I definitely feel the same way. I respect your hustle. I think if I was in your shoes, I probably would not still be doing YouTube. So I really respect that. And you've definitely been like the most genuine and cool dude that I've met on YouTube. And all the success for you too, man. Hey,
I appreciate that, man. And, I think we're in a spot right now where we're gonna be at the forefront of mobile gaming, man. I know for you've already established your name, bro. And as time goes on, when these games release and in the future keeps coming, you're like you're gonna be the authority in these games, bro. And I think it's a great thing, bro. And I wish you nothing but all the success in the world.
Thank you, bro. Likewise.
All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this interview. Thank you so much to our broski Jaboosle. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. Let me know what you guys think of this interview in the comments section. If you liked it, hit the like button, and if you guys want to see more, please make sure to subscribe, and most importantly, subscribe to Jaboosle YT. I'll make sure to link his channel in the description, so you guys can go show him some love over there as well. All right, Boost, want to add anything?
Most importantly, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to AB, because he's the one that came up with this whole idea.
It was Miz. It was Miz.
Yeah, and Miz too, and definitely encourage Miz to stream more, because her streams are actually very fun too. I really like those games that she plays.
I would definitely get when we have some time. I would definitely get her to start streaming a bit more.
I'm going to make that game. It's gonna be one of the most tear-jerky, most moving games.
Definitely, I would play
it. Yep. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Stay safe, stay strong, and stay healthy. Peace.